Hello, I am Brother Kelly Hughes, Chaplain of the Arts. We are broadcasting live to tape from the beautiful Valiant Theatre in the heart of Winnipeg's greasy Tenderloin District. This is Kelly Hughes Live Slices, one guest, 1 hour. Thank you so much for stopping by, whether it's YouTube or 101.5 UMFM every Saturday at 1 o'clock. I'm so happy that you stopped by. Also so happy that my guest has stopped by, Joanne Roberts.
Hi.
How you doing, girl?
I'm doing good. It's
Good?
finally nice to see you. I've been wanting to do a story about your place for so long, and now you're doing a story with me.
I'm doing a story about you, yeah.
Yeah.
What is it? Well, I'm going to ask you something in a second, but I'm going to ask you what it's like to be the story. But just like, you know, lots of people know you, but for the people that don't, what's the Coles Notes Joanne Roberts story?
I'm a filmmaker, a documentary filmmaker primarily. I'm kind of back after like a 5-year hiatus where I was in broadcast and doing some reporting, which was really fun, and how I stumbled across you and your story with the Valiant. And I gotta say, I'm pretty sure I fought with a couple other reporters to be like, no, I want to do this story with Kelly, and I lost. So it's really weird being on this side of the interviewing chair, getting used to it again. But yeah, I would say used to be a journalist, now back to documentary filmmaking, and it's been a fun time.
And you have a short film out.
I do. It's coming out tomorrow at 6 a.m.
Okay. Now, if you're watching this in the future, it already came out.
My bad. Oh, that's a broadcast mistake.
We're in the past. It's fine. It's fine. But it's coming out on
the 13th.
Where?
Everywhere on social media. So it's going to be on YouTube, my Facebook, and my Instagram, and then we've got some community partners sharing it on their socials as well. So nice and free and accessible, which is what I love to do.
Are you setting it up to do it automatically, or do you have to get up and?
Oh no, that's not. I'm going to be asleep for an extra hour, and then I'll wake up to hopefully what will be good comments. But we'll see.
And it's called.
It's called The Good Girl.
Yeah.
And
it's about you.
It's about me and my experience.
The good girl.
Mm-hmm. It's about, being Filipina, and I thought it was really relevant for, May. It's Asian Heritage Month, and I read it a couple of years ago in a spot in my life where, I realized that I was only praised for being someone else's version of good. And so for me, at least, that meant, really easy to work with and really agreeable and pleasant. But as soon as I wanted to take up some space, it was like, oh no, you're not good anymore. Who are you? You're way too much, or you're way too little. And so I wanted to talk about this. And I think it's something that a lot of Filipino women really struggle with. Not just to say only Filipino women, but I think a lot of people in general. But certainly, it just seems like the pressure is really, really big. Because, you hear a lot about Filipinos, and it's like, well, what do you think about Filipinos? And the answer that I usually get is oh, they're great, and they're hard workers, and they're really, really good people. And then you kind of just, that's it.
They love soft rock.
Mm-hmm. Karaoke, that's a thing. That's a stereotype I'm okay with.
So I had, when I was doing one of my other places, I don't remember which one it was, I was doing renos, and I had all these Filipino construction workers, and I was paying them under the table. Mm-hmm. They'd come after work, and they're all kind of, real guys, and they got their tools and all their stuff. And but I'd walk by, and I'd hear somebody singing "Don't Want to Close My Eyes," just the sappiest kind of stuff. And I just was kind of funny, because you'd never
no,
hear that you'd never hear that anywhere else.
No, we love our karaoke. I have to say, a lot of stereotypes, but I'm okay with that one. And the women can belt and the men can belt, and it's beautiful.
Now your parents came from the Philippines?
They did, yeah, separately, and then they met while they were working here at the same
So how
restaurant.
long were they here before you were born?
Oh no, I'm gonna get in trouble.
They're never gonna watch this.
Probably I want to say maybe six years. Oh, I'm overestimating. Maybe 3 years, I would say. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's interesting. I guess there must be kind of a Canadian kind of Filipino culture that's a little bit different than what happens back home.
Yeah.
And then there's the next generation who kind of, everybody struggles with their parents and trying to make them happy and all that kind of stuff. But I guess kind of the farther, have you been to the Philippines?
I mean, only when I was a kid,
Yeah.
so I barely remember it. I remember how hot it was. I remember like the insects and the rodents and the reptiles there, which I found really, really cool. But no, like it's exactly what you said. I think that for first generation Canadians, and especially like for myself, we're kind of living in that weird, like, well, your parents still want you to be completely Filipino, but then your school life when you're a kid wants you to like completely be Canadian. So it's like finding that nice balance.
Yeah.
And that's a struggle, I think, for a lot of people and a lot of newcomers just in general.
Yeah. Do you speak Tagalog?
Not well.
Not well.
I can understand it much more than I can
Yeah.
speak it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It is such a. I mean, my grandparents were from Italy, and on the other side, my family had been here for a long time. But I find the immigrant experience very interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've known lots of people, and I've known people like my friend Matt. His parents came from India, and they were going to come and work
Yeah.
and then go back.
Oh.
When they'd made some money and do whatever.
Oh, okay.
And but because they had their kids here, their kids wanted to play hockey,
Yeah.
and they wanted to do like Canadian stuff. I mean, I guess they wanted to go home to retire.
Yeah.
I guess was what
Okay.
they wanted to
That
do.
makes sense.
But then, the kids are here, and there's nobody.
happens.
If they go back, there's nobody to take care of them. And the kids didn't really want to go back
Yeah.
to India because that's not where they were from.
Yeah.
So
It's
it's
not
such
where
an interesting thing because people really want to hold on to their culture, but once you go somewhere else, it kind of turns into a new thing.
Yeah. Like how much of it do you keep? How much of it do you let fall to the wayside? And how much do you welcome from the new place?
What do you hope people watching your film? What do you hope they'll kind of get from that? What do you?
So I've sent out a bunch of like advanced previews to people and just starting the conversation of like what it means to be good. And so I really hope that people, no matter who you are or what culture you're from, take a look at like what were you supposed to be, and what was that version of good for you, and how do you want to keep that in your life or how do you want to change it? So for me, it was like being good meant being somebody else's version of good, and it wasn't exactly my full self. So how do I take what I want from that and take new things and how I want to be good and then be a whole person rather than just a small person?
Are you that? Have you got there?
No, I'm
Are
not
you
there
as
yet.
disagreeable as you want to be?
Oh yeah, I think I'm very disagreeable. I think some people would say that I'm quite disagreeable. But I think that, that's also part of searching for, the place you want to be too, where it's like now I'm only doing things that really, really align with who I am and how I want to work.
What do you think started that for you? Like how do you think you started to get there?
I think it was an experience in broadcast where I realized that people loved my stories. And I told really good stories. I think I'm a great storyteller, not to brag or anything.
Hey,
Like,
that's
let's
fine.
be real.
Yeah, why? You can blow your horn here. That's fine.
Yeah,
Safe
and,
place for horn blowing.
Thank you. And I just remember there was a moment where I wanted to start to take up a little bit of space. I wanted to be authentic to who I was instead of like this, like, I need to be perfect all the time. And I realized, this is what I was told to be a safe space, to be who I am. And I started to really engage with my culture in the way that I wanted to tell stories. And all of a sudden it was like, oh, I don't know if I like that part of you, Joanne. And I was like, oh, you don't? Like, this feels really uncomfortable. Like, can I not be, who I am? Everyone else seems to be able to be who they are. And so for me, it was like, oh, I'm only good and I'm only valuable when I fit somebody else's version of good. And I didn't like that. And so that started a really, really long search for who I wanted to be. And I realized that, like, from even childhood, like, my parents loved them. But even my parents were like, you have to be a good girl. And I was like, what does that mean? So that just means agreeable to you and doing exactly what you want. And I realized that this is something that, a lot of people struggle with from a very young age.
Do you think, like, is there a Filipino thing that's like pathologically nice? I mean, is there something there that people just want to be like, likable and good and don't rock the boat, and I mean, or is that just is it just in the water, or what is it?
I think, like, it's a community that wants to be kind.
Yeah.
And, when you're back in the Philippines, it's not very individualized. It's very much like for the family, and every decision you make is like, oh, this advances all of us, not just one of us. So we get here and we carry that with us, and we want to be kind. It's friendly Manitoba, that's what we're hearing. But the sort of the other side of that is, oh, well, are we expected to be kind all the time, even if that means, sacrificing something for us? I hear a lot of times, Filipinos are great workers and they're great, like, in labor positions and serving positions, but we don't really see a lot of Filipinos in leader positions. Like, we're not really known to be dreamers or intellectuals, or architects or Imagineers, and so it's like, you know, we can be all of that and be kind and nice at the same time, you know?
Do you want to be one of those things? An architect,
I want to be an
a leader,
Imagineer.
Imagineer. Is that a real word?
I don't know. It sounds like very Disney to me. And like, I think that's, like, did I steal that?
It's good.
from them?
No, it's good. It's good. It's good. So the film is already out as we're speaking. People are watching it on YouTube and socials and all the other places. People have already, as people are watching this, other people have already sent you all kinds of nice notes and messages. And who do you hope watches it and has something nice to say?
You know, I'm not even concerned about like having something nice to say. I just hope that it reaches someone who, you know, might not be comfortable saying it out loud, but maybe just wants to be more authentic to who they are.
Yeah.
I think we're in, you know, this time where that's what everyone is looking for, authenticity and the freedom to be who they are. And if it can reach one person, and, you know, if they're like, this person on the screen told her story, like maybe I can tell mine. So maybe there are some future storytellers out there waiting to come out of the woodwork.
What's difficult for you about being authentic and about being yourself?
It's about how people perceive me. I find like I talk a big game. I've released this film and it's really vulnerable and personal, but on the inside I am so anxious about like, are people going to not like this, but are people going to like me and accept me, or are they going to think that I'm too much or not enough or some word, you know, that doesn't really resonate with me. There was somebody not too long ago, and they like described me as like a very angry person, and I was like, oh, that's interesting. And I don't know if anybody else would. I mean, I guess some people would, and so it's like I want to be known for being authentic, but kind and, you know, agreeable to a point, reasonable.
Yeah, it's so funny. I mean, a lot of times the things that, stuff like that, like somebody saying you seem so angry, so much of the time that's just about the other person, right? I mean, I was going into a building today and somebody was walking out and I kind of, I was like, oh, I know that person. And then I started smiling and then she glared at me, but also she was not looking at me. She was like, I could see she was glaring at me, but she was like this. And then I remembered that like, this was a person, because it kind of sometimes takes you a second to figure out, oh, yeah, I know that person, but then who is it?
Yeah.
This is a person that I used to be friends with. And she got really mad at me about something and told me to fuck off, you know, years ago.
Yeah.
And so it's hard, like for me, because I want people to like me too. And so it's hard for me to like, I kind of just have to remind myself like, well, that's, you know, that's her stuff.
Not about you.
Because it, you know, I kind of, you know, I want to fix everything. I'm a peacemaker. I kind of want to, you know, have everything. What's that?
We're very similar then.
You know, you just want everybody to be good. You want to do your thing, but you want everybody to be happy and everybody to like you. And everybody's got different personalities. So that doesn't really, that's not, you know, that's not going to happen. What do you tell yourself when you need to kind of give yourself a pep talk that you're on the right path and that you're, what do you do?
Oh, I talked to my therapist about this like really recently. So what I like to reflect a lot. Like I'm an over reflector and an overthinker. But at the end of the day, no matter what I did in the moment, if in that moment I am who I wanted to be, kind and accommodating and reasonable, if I am those things in that moment, then I can be proud of that, whether or not I agree with it later. You know, hindsight's always 20/20. But if in the moment I was still kind, then yeah, I'm pretty happy at the end of the day.
Well, and I talked to my therapist about, I was talking one day about, oh, you know, I'm, you know, maybe not doing what I want to be doing right now and, you know, frustrations with this and that and whatever. And she was talking about how it matters how you do things and it matters how you move through the world. And so, you know, even if it's not, even if everything isn't like it's supposed to be, like, you know, your plan or whatever, yeah, like doing whatever it is. I mean, you just have to be, you have to have sort of personal integrity. So if you want to, if the thing you want to be is kind and all those kind of things, then if you do those things, then yeah, you did it. I mean, you put it out there, and but it is so easy to like just lie there at night and like think about all the things that, oh God, I should have said this, or oh, did I do that, or oh boy, that was dumb. I also do that stuck in traffic. Yeah, just because my mind just
It races.
and I feel like the people who worry about doing a good job all the time are probably not the people who need to worry about it.
Yes.
The people who are not worrying about it, they're doing a terrible job and they don't care.
And they're fine with it.
They're just bumbling around and they're like, great.
Yeah.
So that would be nice to be a little bit like
A
that.
little more like that. Yeah.
Clueless
A little
and
less.
yeah.
No, we care too much, and I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing. But I mean, I think the stories that we tell each other and ourselves actually are very important. So, like, I can lie awake and say, you know what, I didn't do enough today, and where am I in my life, and this is not where I want to be. Or I can say, like, hey, I got up, took care of my family, and I did a really cool thing with my friend Kelly. Lived an artist's life, and maybe it's not perfect, but it's good. Like, I like to be able, I like that we can do this in the middle of the day and just relax and have a conversation.
When did you stop? When did you stop broadcasting? How long have you been done doing that?
I left officially in December.
Okay, so a little bit. Does it feel nice to kind of be sort of making your own way and making your own decisions and not like, because I just know people that work in broadcasting, and I know that it's like any other job, and I know there's sort of a hierarchy, and there's somebody up here that wants you to do something that you don't really want to do, and you've got to get up at this time, and you've got to go to this place, and you're and I just think there's a lot about it that can be very sort of unsatisfying. So it must be really nice to and it is really nice to do your own thing and to make your own decisions, and if nobody likes your little film, it's on you.
Yeah,
right.
I'm the only person that can be blamed for that, and I love that responsibility. I will say it was one of the best experiences of my life, and simultaneously one of the worst experiences of my life. And now being able to get up in the morning and tell stories how I want, likewise say yes to things like this interview, which I haven't been able to do in about 5 years. Like, it's really freeing. And I think there are moments late at night where I just kind of lie in bed and I'm like, would I change this? Is there a part of me that would have stayed if I would have known my life would have ended up like this today? And I'm like, no, like, this is exactly where I want to be and exactly where I need to be. So.
How long is the film? It's short.
It's very short. It's 90 seconds. I wanted to be quick.
It's 90 seconds.
Digestible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Perfect for the for today's world.
Yeah, exactly. Well, 90 seconds is kind of airing on a little too long. A little too long.
Yeah. Oh, that's amazing. And so, how did you did you have to like edit it down, or was it just? Did you just kind of build it up to 90 seconds, or did you have more and you had to figure out how you were going to do that?
Like, I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted to make it super digestible. It's something I wrote a couple of years ago, so it was like ready to go. It was really fun though. So I filmed it in April, and I called one of my like best friends. His name is James Wren. He's a videographer, and we worked together in broadcast as well. We kind of left around the same time, and I was like, let's put these skills to use. And so we like hammered it out. I wrote it. We went, and setup actually took much longer than it did to shoot it, which was hilarious. So we like put our like news hats back on, and it was like, let's bang this out in 8 hours, and it only took us I think like 4 or 5. So that was really good to kind of just like flex those muscles again, because like we could have completely turned it into a whole like 3-day production and spent like a couple weeks editing. But I was like, no, let's do what we're good at doing and make this nice and short and digestible, but still good at the same time.
Yeah. Well, that is, you have learned some good skills there with you don't have all day when you're doing broadcast.
I mean, 8 hours.
Yeah. So you've told this story about yourself. What kind of stories do you want to tell next? What are you thinking about?
So I am waiting on some news for this new portrait series. So I'm definitely like taking my broadcast days forward with me.
Yeah.
What I really enjoyed about that process is like what you said, like every single day, pump out a story.
Yeah.
But what I also didn't like about it was how kind of extractive it felt. So I would meet people on the best days of their lives and then
Yeah.
also on the worst days of their lives. And I honestly didn't have a lot of time to show them a lot of care. You know, I tried a lot, but a lot of the times it was like, give me your story, but then I have to go. And if we talk later, great. But for the rest of the day, I'm gone. And I didn't really like that process. And I think I'm really lucky that a lot of people have stayed in touch and have been really kind to me. And now I want to see what happens like after the news cycle.
Yeah.
So I have some proposals out for a new series, a new portrait series of films where we, you know, pick one person who was in the news cycle like very, very prominently.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the day of, the day after, and then just kind of what's been happening since then. How did that impact their lives, either for the better or for worse? Hopefully for the better, but you know, sometimes, you know, you get a lot of angry people, and rightfully so. Just, you know, deadlines and human empathy kind of just don't mix together a lot of the time. So I kind of want to see what that's like. And I don't think a lot of people get to do that.
Yeah. Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff you see is kind of, I don't want to say fake, but sort of like you say, it's kind of, people are selective, people are on, it's, you know, you're getting a certain kind of a glimpse into that, but it's sort of very of that moment.
Yeah,
so
it's not the whole picture. It's never the whole picture.
Yeah. So it is interesting. I sometimes like watching a sort of a slow documentary where you see kind of what, you know, kind of what's happening and what happened, and, you know, take a little bit more time with that, and whatever. Do you like watching other people's documentaries, or?
I do. I love it so much, and I got to cover quite a few documentaries. My friend Max is kind of on a tour right now. He made an incredible documentary about the war in Ukraine. So we actually went. He's Ukrainian, so a lot of family ties, but like traveled the country and was like right there in the bulletproof vest with the press badge. Like, it was incredible. I also met a filmmaker who did this film called After Death, which is really cool. So it's examining people's near-death experiences and what that's like, and it was terrifying. It was not something I should have watched before bed. But no, I love watching other people's documentaries. I think that's why I really, really like it. And I have a bunch of doc friends, and they're like out shooting right now in the Arctic, for instance, and I'm like, well, that's really cool. Can I come next time? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there are so many interesting stories out there, and sometimes even when I'm just out working, you know, if I'm, one of the things that I do is, you know, deal with the states and stuff like that. And just there's a story, like even I was in a house, and the lady she died, and her family had contracted us to clean the house out. She had all kinds of animals, and the house was very kind of gross. And she had roosters in the basement.
Oh.
You ever see those? Like, I mean, they weren't there anymore
Yeah.
because somebody else had to sort out all the animals after she died. But you know those white, they're called silky roosters, and they're very puffy.
Exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. But like, you know, because the family they hadn't really wanted anything. So everything was there. So, you know, we found all these like pictures and like papers and you like really kind of, we really learned about this person. It was very interesting just through all their stuff. You know, me and my helper, it was kind of like a documentary for two, because it was just like, oh, you know, she, oh, look, she's got, you know, this, you know, this thing, like she was, these are the three things that she really cared about. And these are things that she didn't care about. Or, you know, she saved every receipt since 1973. There must have been a reason for that. And kind of like, because at first I was like, oh, this is you know, she was a crazy rooster lady. But just kind of as we were going, there was sort of more nuance, you know. Oh, here's a person who, you know, she looking for love too, and she had a, relationship and this and that, and she, this is why this must be why she didn't really get along with her family, or and this was actually this was when I was talking to my therapist about moving through the world, because we didn't just want to. We did have a dumpster that we had to keep emptying, but we didn't. I tried to find homes for as much stuff as I could, because I felt like, even though it seemed like she didn't have kids and her family was a bit whatever, I felt like I didn't just want to throw all her stuff in the bin. I felt like, I don't believe in the afterlife, but I felt like, even though I just felt like the most respectful thing for her life would be to, find some places for some things.
Yeah.
So she used to have a horse, who thankfully died before she did, because then would have had to find a place for the horse. But I don't think the horse was in the basement. But she had a bunch of saddles and riding boots and all this stuff, and I found somebody who took all the horse stuff, and he lives out in the country, and he says, not all the kids around here can afford the stuff, so we'll take it and we'll clean it up and we'll see what they can use.
That's so good.
But I noticed, as I was, sorting out all, getting the stuff out of there, there was a note on some of the riding boots, and from this lady, and it said, I rode a horse for 20 years and or whatever, and I really enjoyed it, and I hope that somebody else gets some use out of these too. She had written a note for the boots, because I guess when her horse died, she was maybe realized she couldn't ride anymore, and she was in the process, I guess, of trying to find a home for her stuff, which she didn't do. But she had this note on these riding boots, and I just thought, what kind of like a touching thing, you know. And so this was kind of what I was saying about my therapist, how I felt like it mattered how we were doing what we were doing, even though it was kind of not sexy work, especially when we were cleaning up where the roosters were.
Yeah.
But it just felt important, because it felt like even if she would never know, it just felt like the right thing to do. Because and the other thing was, she seemed like a person who, speaking of being a good girl, she seemed like a person who for most of her life kind of did what she wanted to do, which I think maybe the people in her family didn't get. And I think they thought she was crazy. But I could see from all the stuff around her that she probably liked her life. She had set it up the way that she wanted. And I do think, and I mean, sure, she was probably neurodivergent. I mean, that's, so many of us are finding out that we are.
Yeah.
But I think that we should have more space for people to live their lives the way that they want.
Yeah, definitely.
And not, I mean, this idea that you pair off, you get a house, you have kids, you work banker's hours or whatever it is, all these things. And I know that, circling back to where we started, I mean, I know that often when people come from another country, they want their kids to have it easier, than they did. We don't want you to have to work, manual labor. So, lots of parents, want their kids to be a doctor or a lawyer, or which one were you supposed to be?
Doctor, or marry a doctor. So I'm like, okay, I have options.
But yeah, it's kind of, if we could just kind of, I guess we have those expectations for other people because we have them for ourselves.
Yeah.
So I guess the best thing we can do is just free ourselves from that. And,
yeah, exactly. And I think that in that nuance is where the best stories lived. So, this person's family you were talking about, maybe they had a very specific vision of who she was, and whether they liked it or not. And then you dug deeper and found that connection. Connection is so important. Stories are so important. And honestly, that sounds like a really cool documentary. Following two people cleaning a house.
Because all you ever see, I mean, again, I've done a lot of this kind of work, and I've moved, and I've done a lot of moving people, and I've been in I moved something for you, didn't I?
You did, yeah, thank you. And I wasn't even there. So
and I think that, you know, I've done stuff for a lot of people that, you know, you might say were hoarders or borderline hoarders or whatever. And you see those dumb shows, you know, the hoarding buried alive, and you've got, you know, or the ones where they're like trying to help the people and they like drag all the stuff out in the yard and they say keep, give away, sell, or whatever it is.
Get them like really dysregulated and
Well,
get them out
I mean, yeah, it's. I would be interesting to see what happens after for those people because, you know, like those people didn't get like that overnight. And really, do you like get rid of? I mean, do you think that their house is not full with stuff again, like 6 months later?
Yeah, unless there's like actually addressing that
Whatever
issue.
yeah. So that would be interesting to see, sort of.
Yeah. We never get to see the aftermath.
Yeah.
I would love to see more of the aftermath.
Because all those things to me, like as a person that lives with mental illness and neurodivergent, also, all those things that kind of swirl around mental illness and again, neurodivergence, like those things are all interesting to me because the world is set up for being normal and, you know, really heteronormative and everything else. And it's not. We have a lot of problems. I mean, the world's not great.
Yeah.
There's a thing tonight over here at Pampanga, which I'm sure you've been to.
Yes, I love that place.
There's a meeting for the supervised consumption site,
Yes, I heard about this.
which is going to be. They want to put it like you and I are sitting right here. It's right over there, and I'm literally. I live closer to that place than anyone else. It's like right on the next street. And there's all kinds of people that are going to come to the meeting tonight that are against it and that are going to try to stop it. And there's all these, I've been on a couple of the online, the Zoom meetings and stuff, and it's so infuriating because most of the people don't live in the community. Most of the people don't, they don't understand. I mean, it's a health issue. And it's not like it's going to bring all the people down here that are doing drugs. I mean, look around. Like, you know, Siloam is over here, and I mean, they're, you know, the folks are already over here. So it makes perfect sense to put it right over here. But, you know, there's lots of people that just don't want it because they don't want it.
Yeah.
And it's not on their doorstep, it's on mine. And I'm like, yeah, let's do it because people need help. Because there's all these, you know, people who, again, the way that we've set up the world didn't work for them either.
Yeah.
You know, and it's kind of, I don't know. It's hard to not like, it's depressing. It's hard.
It's hard. Like being in broadcast for 5 years, being a reporter, and then suddenly not being a reporter, I'm like, I'm not checking the news every single day of my life. I'm trying not to because it's hard. It's difficult to wake up in the morning and hear what's been happening and like really, really take that to heart. Like it's scary. And so when it's like divisive issues like this pop out, I'm just like, you know what? I'm not here all the time. I don't have the answer, but I know somebody like you that is here and witnesses and like experts, like you have the answers, and I'm happy to listen to what you have to say.
When you never had to look at it before, because weren't you off in Bridgewater or somewhere?
Yeah.
So you were like, you're off in the, you know.
Off in the south end, kind of away from everything. And so like,
But you just have moved, haven't you?
I have.
Yeah. What area are you in now?
Oh, I'm still in Bridgewater, different part of Bridgewater.
Okay,
I tend to really like the south end. I just grew up there, you know.
Yeah.
And so like when I was working in news, like this is where I would get sent to a lot of stories here, and a lot of like the same stories, you know, something to do with crime or something to do with homelessness, and and yeah, like the stories you tell are important too. So I also really wanted to, you know, there are good stories happening here too. Like not to say that, you know, supervised consumption sites might be needed here. There's a lot of stuff happening in this area, but like there are good people doing good things. And, you know, I think those stories are just as important.
Do people in Bridgewater, do they hate the dump?
I hope not. I don't think about it.
The dump is, sometimes
Right
when the wind
there.
is blowing the wrong way, you can probably smell it, right? But it was there first.
I'm good. I don't really smell it Well, now I'm gonna think about it.
Maybe you're pointing the other way.
Maybe I'm really lucky. Although I did like, it kind of smelled like the mushroom plant down there the other day, and
Oh,
so I was
yeah.
like, oh, that's weird. I've never smelled that before. So like,
Yeah.
you know, yeah, maybe I'm just far away enough.
Spoiler alert, it's not mushrooms. What do you hate more, Keniston or Pembina?
Keniston. And maybe it's just because I had to drive it. So one of the stations both stations that I worked at, I had to cross Keniston every single day during rush hour, both ends, and I just hated it. And I
Yeah.
never had to do that to Pembina,
Yeah.
on Pembina. So like maybe like my
Yeah.
bias is there, but no, that traffic is terrible. And
Yeah.
even like driving here, rush hour traffic, I was like, oh, I wonder how bad it's gonna be. No, it wasn't bad at all. We're good.
Oh, it wasn't bad.
No.
Well, because you're coming this way, which is less bad.
Yeah.
And I think, like Pembina, well, like U of M is not, U of M is sort of out, but like
Yes.
when U of M is in, Pembina is my least favorite street because when U of M is in, it's like bad both ways, like after
Oh, that's
2:30, right?
Yeah.
You might have trouble getting back. You'll have to shop for some books until
Yeah.
until rush hour is over. But what do you do when you're stuck in the car? Do you listen to stuff? Do you
Oh yeah, I listen to
do
like,
your makeup? Do you plan? What do you do?
okay, well, if I'm not driving, then yeah, I'll like get on my phone and do some work. I love
Yeah.
that. I have a little tablet and I just like, I don't know, post on socials or like take care of a document, and so that's been really fun. Or I like look for stories and just like get really inspired. If I'm driving though, I will like put on an audiobook for like motivation and like calmness, so I don't have like extreme road rage. And it's
Yeah.
like, stay calm, Joanne. It's gonna be fine. You're a great
Yeah.
person. And I'm like, okay, I really need this.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it better when I'm not driving.
Because you're so angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm a really angry person. Can you tell?
I can't really tell right now, but I must be reading it wrong because you're telling me you're angry, so you must be.
Just in traffic on Kiniston.
You have a dog, right?
I have 2 dogs.
2 dogs. How long can you be away from your dogs?
Not very long. I'm really anxious right now. And actually, like, the anxious part of me was like, should I just like set up a camera so I can like peep on them for this interview? Yeah, I think I get about 4 hours and then I get really, really anxious. But also my puppy needs to go out anyway.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
So this is fine.
They're by themselves right now?
They are.
Yeah.
So he's 3 months. So I have a senior dog. She's
Yeah.
13.
Yeah.
She's like lovely. She's
Yeah.
great. Trained.
Old dogs are great. Yeah.
Old dogs are great. And then my puppy is 3 months and he escaped from his kennel last week and was alone for an hour before I got back. And all he did was pee on the pad and then go to sleep. And so he's been free roaming since then. He hasn't destroyed anything.
Oh.
And we've been doing really good.
Well, that's amazing.
I know. I got really lucky.
You couldn't pay me to take a puppy. We've done a lot of rescue work, and we've adopted. We do senior dogs. We've adopted lots of.
You canine seniors?
No, usually Manitoba Great Pyrenees Rescue.
Okay.
We've done a little bit with Animal Services, but just puppies are so much
There's so much.
work,
I don't
and
sleep
they
anymore.
will. You said you got lucky, but I mean, they'll like chew your baseboards and they'll rip your everything apart. And we had during the pandemic, we had a dog that we were fostering just for like a week, and he was a year. Wasn't exact. I mean, wasn't a puppy, but a year is still a puppy.
Yeah.
And he was only here for a week, and he got adopted, and like our whole living room just looked like a hamster cage. Like it was just he had just destroyed it, and then and after a while you just give up. But old dogs, you know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to sleep, and they're going to try to steal your sandwich. So. And that is, I am perfectly fine with that. We've got 2 old dogs right now, and they are just picking up the right vibe. So,
Yeah.
you better be careful that you don't give off too much of your nervous energy to the puppy, right? Because
Yeah.
they pick it up, right?
Yeah.
Do you
It's
have
been so chill.
Do you have to train the dog? Because you have to train dogs, right?
Yeah, I do. It's been, so we do like daily walks to the pet store
Yeah.
in Bridgewater, and the ladies there are lovely.
Yeah.
and I'm just like, he's doing this. What do I do? And they'll like give me all the advice, and it usually ends up working. But it's still a work in progress for sure, especially the potty training.
Is he a certain kind of dog, or?
He's a husky mixed with something else, maybe like a Rottweiler or a Doberman.
Yeah.
They don't really know. I got him from the Humane Society,
Great.
but
That's
all
nice.
I know is he's going to be a
That's
big
really
dog.
nice.
Yeah.
I kind of like when people say they got a puppy. I'm kind of like,
where did you
I don't want to like make kind of a, because I'm very like pro rescue and down on breeders and stuff. And I mean, people don't really even know that like you can just get a puppy from Humane Society and it's the same as getting a puppy from anywhere else. And actually, your dog is going to be healthier because purebred dogs are like unhealthy because they've got all that stuff, bred in, and they get this kind of dog always gets this hip dysplasia and this and that and whatever. I mean, some of them are like bulldogs. Bulldogs only live 6 to 8 years because
no,
the
that's
breed
not long
is
enough.
so bad.
No.
We had one that lived to 14, but he was a mix with a boxer.
Are those the bulldogs, the ones with like the nose?
Yeah, their nose is all. They're not the. Yeah. They've got like because they have those short faces,
Yeah.
so they have all kinds of like sinus stuff. Because apparently, all that, how their skin is so saggy on the outside.
Yeah.
They're like kind of the. I guess it's not skin, but whatever's on the inside is kind of saggy too, like the. Whatever you call your inside skin. I don't know what your inside skin is, but but anyway, no, that's very lovely. That's nice that that he's a rescue because, because there's so many animals out there that need homes.
So many.
Yeah.
And I'm the type of person, so like I have a black cat too that I adopted around Halloween.
That's nice, yeah.
My senior dog, she's a Corgi mix, also got from a rescue that
Nice.
brings dogs in from rural communities up
Yeah.
north. And then I have like my designer cat. She's just a calico cat,
Oh, yeah.
but she's lovely. But all rescues. And
Yeah.
completely.
That's nice.
Adopt, don't shop.
That's nice. So the only thing wrong with you is you live in the suburbs. Other than that, you're great.
Yeah, thank you. I'll take that. That's not bad.
I don't think you're angry unless you're driving.
Yeah.
Where did you get your glasses? People that are on the radio are not going to be able to.
I'm not going to see.
yeah.
That's okay. I actually got them online from a retailer called Zilul, and they were really cheap and really awesome. And I've been telling all of my friends to go. So far, only one of them has taken me up on it. And her name is Kelly Smith. I feel like you know her as well. Kelly, she's with Winnipeg Paranormal Group. She's a roller skater.
Maybe.
She got dolls from you at some point.
Oh,
Kelly, yeah.
Yeah.
And so we did this pitch day because we're both filmmakers as well, and we both wore different glasses because we had both we didn't talk to each other. But she was like, "I thought you were going to wear your pink glasses," and I was like, "I thought you were going to wear yours." So we just ended up wearing different glasses, but yeah, they're really good. Yellow lenses are great.
Yes.
Pink lenses are great too.
For those of you, what do yellow lenses do? Do they like? My dad in the '70s used to wear like yellow sunglasses when we would go skiing because I guess they do something to the moguls.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
It just it makes the world look like there's a filter. So like the yellow glasses make it look really, really warm, and so when I'm editing, I just have to constantly lift the glasses up to make sure my coloring is good, and then the rose-colored glasses, which are like my trademark glasses, make it look like there's a rose-colored, literally looking through rose.
Sometimes I'll post something on Marketplace for sale, and they'll message me and they'll say, "What color is it? Is it this color or that color?" And I'm like, "Well, it depends on what your lights are." I mean, because we're sitting under LED lights, I guess probably, and everything looks a certain way. But if it's in sunlight, it's going to do something different.
Yeah. So it's like, what's that true light? But are you going to have that true light? And,
Yeah. Well, you have the true light. You have the true light inside you.
oh, that's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Thank you.
So the film is 90 seconds long.
Yep.
It is called The Good Girl. And it is, people can just search it, or should they go?
You can go to my socials, just at reporter Joanne. Search it on YouTube, The Good Girl, by Joanne Roberts. Yeah.
Do you think that the internet, YouTube, social media, do you think it makes it a lot easier for people to tell their own stories than?
Oh my gosh, it's
before?
never been easier to tell your own stories. When I was doing, I did a story with Sean Garrity. He's a
Yeah, I know
filmmaker.
Sean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Sean, great director, great filmmaker, great storyteller. He did an interview with me at one of the stations, and I had exactly what you have: a camera, and then the microphones, and then like a light. And he was like, "You realize you could make an entire feature film with the equipment you have right now?" And I was like, and it's true. You really can. I mean, production quality is easy to achieve.
Yeah.
And it's so accessible. The equipment's as cheap as it's ever been. Like, I have a really nice DSLR.
Yeah.
Some people would say it's like mid, but I think it's really nice.
This is a bit inside baseball. If this is boring, you can fast forward.
Yeah. But, I mean, you shoot with your iPhone and the microphone. And you're
Well,
good.
and this is the thing. So when I was I did a show on CQW for 10 years, and I often did interviews, and I would do I'd go hard during Fringe, and I would interview all kinds of people during Fringe, and then throughout the year, although I did lots of music shows, and I stopped doing that almost 2 years ago, and then last summer when I realized, it's June and Fringe is next month,
Oh my gosh.
and I
Yeah.
want to interview the people, and so I started trying to figure out like how am I going to do that, and was looking into all this complicated stuff, and then I realized like I walk around with an iPhone in my pocket, and to get a camera that's better than your iPhone is like $1,000 and up. So I thought, well, this seems fine. And then I found these little mics that we're wearing. There's this little, because nobody can see this but us. There's a little dongle that you plug into it, and it is just recording our voices right into the video. And so, I don't have to I'm going to put it in a little editing app and just cut the end and the beginning off and then upload it to YouTube, and it's done.
So easy.
And these were like maybe 40 or $50. They were not much.
Yeah.
The sound is pretty good. They, I don't even I put it up on YouTube, and then they'll take the audio and they put it on UMFM. Because when I decided to go back to working with somebody, UMFM said, because I said, I don't want to go down anywhere. I want to do it here.
Yeah.
And because it's more convenient for me, and it's convenient for, when I'm doing Fringe. And U of M is sort of hard
It's
to
a bit away,
park, and
yeah.
it's kind of a... so I mean, that technology just makes it so
So easy.
easy. And then we put these up, and then it lives on the internet forever.
Forever.
So it's so... in a lot of ways, it's so kind of, I don't know if egalitarian is the word that I want, but it's so kind of makes it accessible for so many people, especially with, with it's less bad here, but it's still a thing, with media consolidation and with all the different things, we used to, back in the day, we had Shaw, full time that would do all these different things, and then the rules changed, and they didn't have to do so much sort of local stuff. They kind of let them off the hook, and so they stopped doing it because they didn't have to. And of course, even before that, you're too young, but even before that was Videon, VPW, the old cable access, and that was like, do you know who Natalie Pollock is?
Yes.
She did her show with her brother Ron, and she danced around and shook her boobs, and there was just all kinds of different shows. The Math with Marty, and it was and that was like before. I mean, now we have the internet, so we don't need that.
Yeah.
But I mean, that was kind of the place for that. But I mean, people can just do stuff from their homes, which I guess even became more so during COVID. I guess people were even more kind of figuring that out, making art and music and
By ourselves in our living rooms.
yeah. And I mean, some of it was sort of I watched a burlesque show during COVID that was like,
Was it in someone's living room?
no, but people had filmed the bits themselves, and they sort of strung it together. And I hope she's not listening because I know her, but the host was like, I'm like watching her host the thing, and I'm like, she's in her friggin' bathroom. Come on, man. And it was like, but they were trying. They were trying to sort of kind of keep the lights on. But I do remember I do remember thinking, man, the live experiences,
It's taken quite a big hit.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like going out to live stuff too? Do you like going to see theater and music?
Yeah,
And
I have a friend who I did a theater show with. We go and hit up as many plays during the season from as many theaters as possible. So that's always really fun. And the theater season just ended for us, so I'm really sad for the summer. But yeah, looking forward to the next season. I love live shows. Like music sounds different when it's live, and
well, and you're kind of you're just there's a different you're in the midst of it and you're with other people, and it is interesting because probably there's lots of people that heard their first bit of music, young people who heard their first piece of music like on a phone or an MP3 or so I think that and I think that we have a lot of like I feel like, tell me if you think this is right. I feel like since COVID, I feel like people don't go out as much as they did.
Oh, completely. Yeah, we're not seeing numbers at all that are comparable to before.
So I mean, we're during COVID, people bought their 65-inch TVs, and we've got our our personal whatever where we don't have to interact with anybody. But I heard this documentary where they were measuring I don't know if it was an MRI or whatever, but they were measuring brain waves, and and they had people singing together, and when they were singing together, something actually changed. And this whole thing was talking about how back in the day, one of the things I do is move pianos. I'm moving a piano in about an hour.
Oh wow!
I've moved about 300 pianos over the years, and back in the day, everybody had a piano.
Yeah.
And people would sing together as a family or friends or whatever. And there's something about, being a karaoke Filipino, whatever the whole thing. Like,
That's right.
I mean, there's a thing that kind of like just really sort of brings people together. And that documentary I was listening to, I thought was interesting because it's an actual thing that happens in people's brains, and I do feel like we spend more time isolated. And I mean, I like my alone time as much as everybody else, but I think we spend more time than maybe is necessary.
Yeah, no, I agree. I did quite a few stories about, my favorite stories were like, let's break apart this human behavior and why are people like this? And I one of my go-tos is a psychologist whose name is Jay Greenfeld. And
Okay.
like his constant through line was like, Joanne, we need connection. Like COVID completely destroyed that. And it's part of mental health and healthy brain activity that like you have to connect with other people, not just like through a screen, but like in person like this. And so when you say like people singing together, people getting together doing sports or like going out for a walk, it's like there are two things that are completely critical to your mental health, and it's connection and being outside. So like that's not surprising to hear at all.
Are you a good singer?
Yeah. I'm not the best singer.
No.
You're never going to see me on Rainbow Stage.
No.
But I think I do good for what I do.
Yeah. What songs do you know? Should we sing a song?
Oh my god.
I don't know the words to anything.
I know I've been playing on my auto harp a lot lately, which has been really, really fun.
Yeah.
I've been doing a lot of like Civil Wars covers and Sweeplings. Hotel California is just like the best.
Are you
jams.
just like playing for yourself?
Yeah.
Are they? You're not putting them up on the internet?
I do have this, and this is like a ways away, but I do have this like dream of recording a full cover album of like really cool folksy like Appalachian songs in a haunted space.
Oh, nice.
And just kind of like Robert Johnston style, like with a microphone in a hotel room, and kind of just like see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My for those of you that don't know, we're in this old church that we're turning into a performance space, but we've got a bunch of stuff in here right now because we're doing a sale in a couple of weeks, and one of the things that as we were sorting through stuff, was like a broken music box that my helper put by my back door. I don't know what she was doing, but she like, wound it up, put it by the back door, and then it kind of ran out of steam. But like every time I go out the door, I forget it's there, and I kick it, and then it plays like really, really slow. It plays like
Oh my gosh.
like super creepy, like
Yeah.
the serial killer is gonna come, and so yeah, that's what you want. You want like scary, Joanne Roberts, like scary folk music.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That's my vibe
Do you
right now.
do you like creepy things? Are you
I do like creepy things, yeah.
creepy men, or just creepy? Are you done with creepy men?
I would love to be done with creepy men. That would be great. I mean, like, track record's not speaking good for me, but no, I'm into more like spooky, paranormal, like witchy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's been a cool thing to explore over the past year or so.
Yeah. Well, you must be enjoying Netflix, because there's always something on there that.
There's always something. Yeah, it's great. Documentaries. I love my true crime documentaries as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I had, I don't know, something popped up on my Netflix the other day, and we never watch any of that stuff. It suggested we watch this, and my partner Andy goes, "What have you been watching?"
What did you watch?
I didn't watch it. It just popped up as a suggestion.
Yeah.
Usually the algorithm is like, "Oh, you should watch more comedy, or you should watch more this, because this is what you like." Like I went to my sister-in-law's, and it's all just true crime. All bad men and all the terrible things they do.
My ladies like true crime.
But usually the algorithm is a bit, I like different things, and the algorithm usually is a bit confused by me, because I, like when I'm on Facebook and it shows you those reels, I'll watch stuff for a while, and like sometimes like it'll just show me, like for a while it was just showing me videos of Shaquille O'Neal doing things, because I guess I watched a couple things, and then for a while it was just all Indian bodybuilders, and just just like sort of confusing. It just kind of shorted out, because I just like to watch. I'm just interested in like
everything,
in like a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I would be bored. There was a guy who's passed away now, Rock and Ronnie, who did a show for like 30 years at CKUW, and he did a blues show every week, and 3 hours of blues. But that was the only thing he liked listening to. And to me, like I would, I would never just want to like listen to the same thing or do the same thing. Or that's one of the great things about telling stories is it's always different, right?
Yeah, carte blanche. Do what you want.
Yeah. Joanne Roberts, thank you so much. The little tiny short 90-second film is called The Good Girl. It is on YouTube and probably TikTok and probably Instagram, probably Facebook, probably Vines. No, Vines are gone.
I don't think that's a thing. Yeah.
I don't know what the other things are. There's other things.
Those things.
If you know the other things, I don't need to tell you, because you already know. Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Finally, great to see the space.
You'll come by another time when you've got another interesting thing to talk about?
Yeah, for sure. Let me know.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for There it is. Time's up. I did not mean to turn that on. Okay, there we go. It's done. Thank you so much. I'm Kelly Hughes. This has been Kelly Hughes Live Slices. Should we say the catchphrase? You know the catchphrase, right? Art will save us all.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah. Art will save us all. Thanks, everybody.